This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global at the Peacock Gym for the media workout ahead of next Saturday night's fights from the Brentwood Centre. I'm joined by UMAR SADIQ. What's going on, UMAR?
I'm good, man. Just finished my morning session and I'm going to shower. Well, I'm stretching off still. Going to shower, chill out a bit, and then we've got a public workout.
What I found really interesting the other day was that you were actually physically going onto the streets, showing random people footage of CHELLI and saying, is this a dangerous fight for me? Yeah. I watched a little bit of it. What was kind of the response from the people that were watching that clip, and did they really know about boxing, and did they know who you guys were without, you know, sounding...
They certainly didn't know who I was at the time, but they do now. Self-promote.
Job done.
Job done. But no, there were mixed reactions. So there were people that were saying, you know, they can't read much into it because they just don't know boxing that way. Then there were people who were asking who the people he was knocking over were. Basically, it was a highlight reel of him knocking someone over every 45 seconds. And then there were a lot of people that were like, yo, like, I wouldn't get in the ring with this guy. But it was just to build up a bit of a buzz, a bit of awareness. Those people would hopefully engage with the content, share it, or spark some sort of interest. And it just goes in line with one of the ethoses that I came into boxing with, which is to switch up the game, because most of the things that a lot of fighters are doing right now are a bit mundane. And it's getting a bit dull, and people complain that boxing, although it's thriving, isn't quite as mainstream as it could be. But that's because a lot of boxers have a sense of entitlement where, you know, they're like, well, I can box, so everything should be given to me. But I believe in going out there and creating opportunities if they don't present themselves, and that's a perfect example of doing that sort of stuff. So it's successful enough, and there's more to come in my career.
I had a little look on your YouTube channel the other day, actually, and I must commend you, actually. I think what you're doing is very refreshing, and you're not kind of waiting around for guys like me to stick a mic in your face. You're kind of saying, hang on a minute, I'm doing it myself as well. So you're promoting yourself, and sometimes there's no better promotion than self-promotion, and you talk well, so yeah, I commend you for actually going out there and actually doing something about it rather than saying, oh, I get no exposure.
Exactly, thanks for that, I appreciate that. And like I said again, it's about looking for opportunities, and if they don't present themselves, you make them yourself. I mean, like, you know, for yourself, I see you a lot of times at shows and weigh-ins and all these types of things, and besides when I first was signing on and I wanted some sort of exposure right there then and then to be for people to be aware of me, if you notice, I never actually asked for an interview, where I know that a lot of fighters will go out of their way to ask for interviews, but my way of looking at it is, if I do enough within my realm on the things that I can control, you're going to ask me for the interviews, and then that for me will let me know that I'm doing well. So it's about earning it rather than going out there and begging for it.
Absolutely. Now, intriguing fight next Saturday between yourself and CHELLI. On paper, you could argue it's evenly matched from a kind of a neutral perspective, but tell me why it's not evenly matched, and tell me why you will beat CHELLI next weekend.
Listen, like you said, on paper, we're evenly matched. He's 4-0, I'm 3-0. But we're not evenly matched. For starters, where is Zach? He's not here. He's gone missing. He's bottled it already. You know, we were asked, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday to come in here Friday to do the public workout. Grabbed it with both hands. Admittedly, it's quite convenient for me because this is where I train and I've just finished the session. But he easily could have come here. I mean, I saw on the write-up where he's just chatting absolute shit, talking about I turned down the fight with him and all these things. None of that happened. I agreed to fight before I even knew who I was fighting, because the matchmaker rang me looking for my coach, Brian, and I said to him, I'll get Brian to ring you, but whoever it is you have in mind, the answer is yes. And that's how the fight actually was made. So where he gets the off going on about me turning down the fight, I have no idea. But he also goes on to talk about wanting to be Frank's only super middleweight. But I mean, to be Frank's only super middleweight, you've got to be a draw, you've got to be out there, you've got to make your media obligations, you've got to deal with the pressures and the requirements to come with building up to a big fight. This is my biggest fight to date, so I'm going to call it a big fight. And his as well. But he's not here. So, you know, the guy's delusional in that sense. He's also delusional in what he thinks he can do as a boxer. The only thing his team ever have to say is you're going to feel the power of CHELLI. But what happens when he can't land? Or what happens when he lands and I look at him and go, is that it? Then what else is he got? And they've got nothing else to say about that. Whereas with me, you know, I'm a slick boxer, I'm a box puncher, but I can brawl, I can switch hit, I've got a bit of a pop on me as well, and I can definitely make him look silly, and that's what I aim to do on the night.
Obviously, Zach CHELLI, you know, from what we've seen of him, yeah, powerful puncher, and he's had sparring with some elite fighters. Obviously, his dad was making a point of this. I remember a year ago in a press conference to Billy Joe Saunders as well. I think we all remember that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, look, this is at your stage of your career, it's probably a gamble for you and for Zach. So fair play to the pair of you for taking this fight.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, you talk about him sparring elite fighters. I've been sparring elite fighters for ages as well. Some of the names that he brags about sparring are James DeGALE, George Groves. Both people I've sparred myself. The only one I've been sparred is Chris Eubank, from the elite fighters he mentions he's sparred. So what do you read into that? And sparring is sparring. You never know what someone's working on. You never know what they've been doing earlier on in the day. You never know, what's going through the mind that day. So there's nothing really to build into that. But ultimately, you're meant to go into sparring to learn, which is what I do. He seems to be going into sparring with these guys and trying to take their heads off, then getting blacklisted and coming out to brag about how well he's done. For me, that speaks of a lot of insecurities within himself, within his father, within his team. Whereas for me, because I know what I'm capable of, all I'm doing is focusing on building on that. And again, sparring is sparring, fighting is fighting. October the 20th, Brentwood Centre. We'll see who's got the best.
Finally, how confident are you that you will stop or knock Zach CHELLI out come next Saturday the 20th?
I've learned over time through experience in the amateurs and the pros never to go out looking for the knockout. But one thing I do know is that I can hit Zach CHELLI clean and often. And whether or not I get him out depends on how tough he is on the night and whether I decide to put my foot on the gas. But like I said, I'm going to hit him very clean and very often, mark my words.
UMAR SADIQ, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. I'll let you get on with your workout here, and best of luck next Saturday in Brentwood.
Thank you very much. Follow my social medias, top boxer SADIQ on all platforms. Thanks for watching.